Hello, my wonderful crypto people, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And take a look at this. Big win for Ripple, as new document suggests XRP is not a security. So, this is not a conclusion of the lawsuit, but it's nonetheless a very nice document to have, as it's apparently from a law firm. Now, before we move on, the XRP price is right now in a little bit of a predicament on the daily chart, because take a look at this. I have said it now over on Twitter. We can have a crazy breakout pretty damn soon here. It is looking as if it's going to be the upside based upon Bitcoin and a couple of other factors we described, but we actually just bounced on the upside yet again. Wouldn't be too crazy if we see one more little drop before breaking out towards the upside, so be cautious of that. Having said that, I also want you guys to check out my Twitter. The link for that is going to be in the description down below. The name on there is at TheDustyBC. Also, check out the Instagram, TheDustyBC on there as well. And then on TikTok, it is DustyBC. A little bit easier because that name was available. Let us commence the reading though. A 49-page document from Perkins Coie, an international law firm that provides legal advice on the classifications of crypto, disagrees with the SEC's. Now, William Hinman, former director of SEC's Division of Corporation Finance, previously stated that XRP is not a security. This is getting interesting straight at the bat. It can be recalled that the US SEC sued Ripple Labs in 2020 for issuing unregistered securities, and about a month ago, a couple of key memos made available to the public disclosed that the legal advice received by Ripple in 2012 was that regulators would not consider XRP a security. Ripple General Counsel Stuart Alderoty stated, "We are pleased with the court's order to release these documents to the public. The documents show a compelling legal analysis that Ripple received in 2012 that XRP is not a security." According to recent reports, William Hinman, former director of SEC's Division of Corporation Finance, received a 49-page document from law firm Perkins Coie, an international law firm, to provide legal advice on the classifications of crypto. It is believed that this document served as important legal advice to the agency 3 months before Hinman's famous speech that listed ETH and Bitcoin as non-securities. So according to recent reports, and they quote this specific article right here, also from today, SEC v. Ripple, another document proves XRP is not a security. And there's a key part. Excerpts of the letter read, "A token by itself is never an investment contract. The investment contract arises from the understanding as to how the token will be developed into something of useful value." And this again, guys, is a letter from a law firm to the SEC's lawyers or people that actually acts as legal advice to them so they can provide legal advice to others, sort of. To me, however, it gets most interesting when you read the lines below that. The letter, which serves as legal advice, was written 3 months before the 2018 speech where he declared that Bitcoin and ETH are fine. Hinman also indicated, however, that XRP is not a security, a comment that was backed by the former SEC chairman Jay Clayton in his letter to Congressman Ted Budd in 2019. Now, as I just stated to you guys, I think it's quite relevant whatever Hinman or Jay Clayton were thinking. But as you'll most likely read when you kind of read through these documents, they, the SEC, are trying to say that whatever they were thinking is not important. And that's again something which you see right here. The SEC also maintains that the statement of Hinman and the letter of Clayton to the congressman are irrelevant, as they merely represent their personal opinions rather than the position of the agency. But I like to put in there that, to me, the position or opinion that the key members, specifically the chairman of the agency which is supposed to overlook things, I would say matters almost more than the official stance from the SEC itself. What I mean with that is, think about this. If no person in the SEC thinks XRP is a security, right? None of the SEC members think so. Yet it has to be sued because the SEC's official rules state it is, then there's something wrong with the rules, right? I think we can all come to the same conclusion that if all the people that are governing something that literally have to abide by the logic that's the standard within an organization, if they all say this doesn't make any sense, then the rules are skewed, the rules are wrong. Then again, I think this is just all negative for the US because even though in their most recent speech they said they want to kind of pick up the pace and become a lot more central for cryptocurrencies and they want to make sure that they can go on with this innovation, we're seeing that the UAE, Switzerland, UK, Canada, they've all already put XRP as a non-security on the list, and it's just delaying themselves this involvement, this innovation. I'm not exactly sure what the thought process behind it is. Now, guys, I also know about the whole Coinbase SEC ordeal, or at least lawsuit ordeal, but I'll get back to that or get on that a little bit later today, as I want to make a separate video covering a couple of pieces that I don't think you guys have taken a look at or thought about. And I also want to kind of relate it back to some of the regulatory uncertainty questions and whatnot that have been going on right now regarding crypto. I mean, Meta is also getting sued, or at least having a couple of troubles. And take a look at this, for example. Here's the Digital Chamber of Commerce. We applaud the bipartisan inquiry into the growing trend of broad SEC voluntary information requests to the crypto industry. Thanks for y'all leadership. Right now, what a lot of people are saying is happening is the SEC is trying to kind of overcouple a lot, and they're trying to stay relevant in this growing ecosystem, I should say, where logically speaking, the majority of crypto are just not securities and some are. And to that extent, the majority of things shouldn't be under this jurisdiction except for some. But they want to kind of make it like everything should be under our jurisdiction except for some. But even though it should be under our jurisdiction, because why not? I'm not really sure exactly what the Securities and Exchange Commission has to do with cryptocurrencies, but hey, that's just me. And since we can make a difference on it and really not dive too deep in the rest of all of this, let's just move on. As this was huge news, it's really amazing to hear. It's juicy, juicy, juicy. And even though I keep on telling you guys, this stuff is exciting, this stuff gets my blood pumping, it's not going to make the difference all of a sudden. At the end of the day, we all already know XRP is not a security. It doesn't make sense for it to be that way. And so the fact that law firms from years ago are backing that up, that's amazing. That's juicy. Because it kind of makes me more certain about what I already knew and kind of gets me more excited to buy more, if you guys get my drift. But it's not really changing anything in my opinion, as I was already really sure that I was kind of right, if you guys get my drift. Then again, this reminds me that XRP is so undervalued right now because there's so many people who still doubt whether or not it is security, and we are all on the same page thinking it's not, which is also, at the end of the day, why the price is not pumped just quite yet. But then again, also remember the other side, which is that most cryptos wouldn't have survived this far. The fact that XRP/Ripple is this far after they got sued by the SEC, that is just actually insane. Now, Ripple user IDT, Boss Revolution app, has purchased Leave Global Fintech, a provider of digital wallet services in emerging markets serving unbanked customers in Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya. No Ripple use confirmed, in fact, but still pretty cool if you ask me. I keep on talking about it. As of this point, they actually are partnered up with the Stellar Community Fund. The Leave Global was a Stellar Community Fund recipient last summer. Very interesting to see the connections and see how this moves. Actually really funny to kind of see where Stellar is going to take over and where Ripple is going to take over and what their target audiences are going to be. But there's apparently another video that I should share. George Mason University professor and SEC Advisory Committee member J.W. Verrett chimes in. If XRP has to register as a security, I can think of about 30 ways that's not going to work. The outcome in Ripple case is a game changer. Let's hear this.
I think really the outcome in the Ripple case is going to be a game changer, no matter what happens. If the SEC loses, of course, then they're going to want to come to the table and talk about engaging with the community. But even if they win, then they'll be the dog that caught the car. Now, what they're going to make XRP register as a security. I can think of about 30 ways that that's not going to work under the current regime, where it has to be amended in some way. And so I think an outcome in this case, either way, is a spur to, and I'm hopeful that Ripple wins. Either way, it's potentially a spur to an adaptation of the 33 and 34 Acts to this unique digital asset class. I think.
Okay. Gets you thinking, gets you thinking a lot. Then again, at the end of the day, I think Ripple is such a good position. Let's, however, cover some additional crypto news, all right? First of all, Sandbox. I actually posted this a little bit earlier on Twitter, but I did not post it right now over on the YouTubes. Apparently, HSBC Holdings has acquired a plot of land in the Sandbox, and this is something to think about for yourselves. We don't know which metaverse is going to become the most popular, which metaverse crypto, but Really, a lot of my friends bought land a long time ago on Sandbox, and I keep thinking, if only we knew, huh? No, I mean, if only Sandbox becomes, let's say, it keeps the same position in the world as it continues on. You know how much those places are going to be worth in due time? If you guys get where I'm trying to go with this, like any metaverse out there right now, if you're buying some collectibles, which are finite basically, and this valuable in the sense you can actually see them in the game. It's not like a little skin where people are potentially only seeing it in your inventory, sort of, because of the marketplace or so. I'm talking about you actually having a plot of land that anybody can look up on the map. Yeah, I honestly think that's actually going to be huge. But the question, or at least the minus point, is that we don't know which metaverse is going to be it. Which metaverse should you buy land in? Which one should you build on? That's the most critical question. We, however, do not have the answers yet, because it could be that next year in 2023, there's going to be some sort of crypto which is just going to take over and become the #1 metaverse project, making all the other ones useless or valueless. It could be. Now, for Cardano, they are apparently expanding really hard. I covered this partially, but you got to remember, Cardano right now is on a little bit of a downward sloping course, mostly, I think, because they're lacking some of the core infrastructure parts that any layer 1 really needs. Like, for example, the whole stablecoin ordeal we covered before. It's kind of difficult. So we just need Cardano to start kind of building the fundamentals, and I think then it's going to kind of scale a lot more significantly, but that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're building the fundamentals, and then we're going to go from 500 projects pretty simply, I think, like 2,000 and whatnot. It's going to go quite rapidly, I think. And then just quickly in regards to VeChain, I think for VeChain, this is going to be one of the most important years, partially, again, because they have been fighting this battle for a long time for relevancy and for token usage, but right now, they're also fighting a different battle, quite similar to that of Cardano. They've been really lacking behind in the layer 1 race of being this platformer, like we have with Ethereum, the Binance Smart Chain, but they want to become it too. So right now, this launch of VUSD can finally bring them back into this little realm of relevancy, but also not just because VeChain as a platform is going to become a lot more popular, but because the VET token is going to get some huge amount of additional usage because of it, or potentially just VTHO in terms of a lot more usage. But you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? So yeah, I'm also pretty excited about that, and just wanted to quickly share those little details with you guys. But hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today. So adios amigos.